Leadership isn't about doing more. It's about becoming more. Most leaders chase improvement by adding more meetings, more checklists, more goals. But true transformation doesn't come from addition. It comes from alignment. You can't lead differently until you think differently. You can't change your organization until you change your mindset. Today, we're counting down the 5 transformational shifts that change how you lead, not just what you do. These aren't hacks. They're habits. Not tactics, but transformations. Because when your mindset shifts, your leadership does too. Let's start with number 5. Shift number 5. The shift from control to connection. Every leader wrestles with control. It's the quiet voice that says, if I don't keep my hand on every detail, something will fall apart. Control feels safe, but it's also suffocating. It's micromanagement at its worst. When leaders lead through control, they create compliance, not commitment. Compliance gets tasks done. Commitment builds momentum. Think of it like a kite. You can't make a kite soar by gripping the string tighter. You have to give it enough space to catch the wind. Leadership works the same way. Your people can't rise if your grip, your control, never loosens. Connection, on the other hand, breeds ownership. When people feel seen, trusted, and valued, they stop waiting for direction and start taking initiative. I once worked with a team leader who was known for results but feared for her temper. Her staff delivered, but never more than required. When I started working with her, I told her, "You're managing your team like a mechanic, tightening bolts and clamps, and instead of building belief and capacity." It stung. And she resisted initially, but she changed. We began our one-on-one meetings with 2 questions. 1. How are you? What's one thing I can do to help you grow as a leader this week? 3 months later, her performance was much better, but not because of new systems. It was because of the new connections she made. She was not only connecting dots as a leader, but she was connecting with her people. Control gets you obedience. Connection earns you loyalty. And loyalty builds legacy. Consider this leadership mindset shift. Where in your leadership are you gripping too tightly? What would happen if you trusted more and controlled less? What one thing can you do today to shift from control to connection? Shift number 4, the shift from tasks to transformation. Leadership is full of checklists, deadlines, reports, and metrics. But none of those prove leadership. They only prove management. You can manage tasks and still fail to move people. Every organization has people who help get things done, but few have leaders who help people get better. When you lead transformation, you stop asking, what needs to be done? Instead, you ask, who are we becoming as we do this? Because tasks are about completion. Transformation is about evolution. A great leader doesn't just produce outcomes. They produce outlooks. Think about a teacher. 2 teachers can cover the same lesson plan. One checks boxes, the other changes lives. The difference isn't in what they teach. It's in how they see their students. The same is true for you. When you see people as more than their performance, you start creating growth, not just results. Every project has 2 deliverables: the product we produce and the person we become producing it. Part of maturing as a leader is seeing and focusing on both of those. If you measure only the task, you'll miss the transformation that's happening inside your people. And that's the part that matters most, because transformation multiplies. When people grow under your leadership, they carry that mindset forward long after the project ends. Consider this leadership mindset shift. What would change if you started measuring success by how much your people grew instead of how much they got done? What can you do today to shift from task to transformation? Shift number 3, the shift from perfection to progress. Perfectionism looks noble. It sounds like excellence. But underneath, it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. Perfection tells you, you can't move until it's flawless. Progress tells you, move, and make it better as you go. Perfection kills innovation. Progress fuels it. Because perfection is about protection, protecting your image, your comfort, your ego. Progress is about growth, stretching your limits, learning, adjusting. One organization I consulted for had a leader who delayed a product launch for nearly a year. Every meeting ended with, "We just need to fix one more thing." But the one more thing never stopped. By the time they launched, competitors had already passed them. Their problem wasn't talent or technology, it was perfection. Afterward, that leader made a new rule. Getting things done is better than getting things perfect, as long as we learn fast. That team never made the same mistake again. Progress happens in public. Perfection hides in private. And here's the truth. People don't follow leaders who pretend to be perfect. They follow leaders who model progress. When your team sees you learning, failing forward, and growing, they realize they can too. Consider this leadership mindset shift. Where are you waiting for perfect conditions that will never come? What small, imperfect step could you take today that would still move you forward? Shift number 2, the shift from authority to authenticity. In the past, leadership was defined by position. The person with the title had the power. But today's workforce doesn't follow titles, they follow trust. Authority can be assigned. Authenticity must be earned. You can't command connection, you have to cultivate it. The most magnetic leaders aren't the loudest or most polished, they're the most real. They tell the truth. They admit when they're unsure. They model humility without losing confidence. People crave that. Because authenticity builds safety, and safety builds performance. A senior executive once told me, "I used to think I had to have all the answers. Then I learned that when I started asking the right questions, my team found better answers than I ever could." That's authenticity in action, leading through presence, not pretense. Authenticity doesn't mean you overshare or lower your standards. It means your words and actions line up. It means your public leadership matches your private values. When you lead from that space, people follow because they believe in you, not just your direction. And belief, not authority, is what sustains influence. Consider this leadership mindset shift. What would your team gain if you led with more honesty about what you're learning and less pressure to appear certain? What one thing could you do today to shift from authority to authenticity? Shift number 1, the shift from managing people to leading mindsets. This is the ultimate shift and the hardest one to master. Management focuses on behavior. Leadership focuses on belief. Behavior is what people do. Belief is why they do it. If you want lasting change, you have to lead at the level of mindset. Most leaders spend their time correcting behavior, but the most effective leaders coach the thinking that drives it. When you lead a mindset, you're shaping how people see themselves, their work, and their potential. A manager might say, "You need to communicate better." A mindset leader says, "You already have a strong voice. Let's figure out what's keeping you from using it." See the difference? One critiques, the other cultivates. If someone believes they're valuable, they'll act valuable. If they believe they're replaceable, they'll act disposable. That's why your greatest tool as a leader isn't your authority. It's your ability to plant belief. One of the greatest culture transformations I've seen came from a CEO who made this rule: we don't manage people, we develop critical thinkers. He trained his managers not to solve every problem, but to ask better questions. Within months, initiative exploded. People didn't wait for direction, they owned the mission. When you lead mindsets, you don't just change how people work. You change how they see themselves at work. Consider this leadership mindset shift. What mindset do your people need to borrow from you right now? And how can you model it so clearly that they start reflecting it back to you? What one action can you take today to start the shift from managing people to leading mindsets? So, let's recap the 5 transformational shifts that change how you lead, not just what you do. Shift number 5, shifting from control to connection. Shift number 4, shifting from tasks to transformation. Shift number 3, shifting from perfection to progress. Shift number 2, shifting from authority to authenticity. Shift number 1, shifting from managing people to leading mindsets. Each of these shifts moves you closer to the kind of leader people want to follow, not because they have to, but because they believe in who you are. Leadership doesn't begin with doing. It begins with being. And the moment you shift who you are, everything you do starts to follow. Here's your leadership mindset challenge. Pick one of the 5 shifts we talked about today and practice it intentionally for the next 7 days. At the end of the week, ask yourself, what changed? Your answers will reveal how far you've already come. If this message challenged or inspired you, share it with another leader who's ready to grow. Drop a comment with the shift that hit home for you, and make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a mindset moment. This is Leadership Mindset Daily. Mindset matters, leadership matters, you matter. Follow Leadership Mindset Daily on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and X for your daily dose of proven leadership development tips, tricks, and techniques. See you tomorrow.